welcome back to the Brew Crew. When last we left our intrepid heroes, they finished hunting the essentially cancerous disease in the bottom of the Church of the Sacred Flame. They ran into a beholder folk who attacked them with weird music. It was some sort of otherworldly bard type thing, and they successfully thwarted it, clearing out the bottom of that church. And after which they went to contact a certain baron in a tavern in the town of Fairhaven, who directed them to a caravan that they may find another clue for the championship of Gruffbeard's finest. Tonight is going to be an epic night. Are you guys ready?
We're ready.
Yep. Aye.
With me, I've got Rick, who's playing
Fendemulo.
Mike, who's playing
Kellenak.
Jason, playing
Akrak.
and Daniel, playing
Callum.
And we're ready to set off. We're going to skip the I searched through town for the next 2 hours doing nothing.
That's
right
the best
into
part.
It is. It truly is the most fun thing anyone can do at a role-playing table.
I need to start shopping.
No, I'm good. You got everything you need, bud. When we last left, we also cranked up to level 3. So briefly tell me what you guys did, if there was anything spectacular that happened to your characters. Rick, level 3 is a big time for rogues. What did you wind up choosing as your
Swashbuckler.
school? Swashbuckler.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
the thievery wasn't really going your way, I guess.
Well, no, he's not. He's really not. He's trying to get out of the thievery because that's what he was brought up in, but he wants to be a high class, guy.
Okay,
And
yeah.
eventually he's going to become go into being a monk so that he can really get into the liquors and things like that. But so
Okay.
swashbuckling seemed logical.
Cool. I like it. Swashbuckler. Great. Kellenak.
I got health.
I got hit points.
Would you join a club?
I worked out a lot.
Yeah. Jason, what did Akrak wind up with?
A new level of spells, basically.
Cool. Yeah. Just like what, 2 spells?
No,
How many slots do druids get?
3, but I get my second level spells now.
Sure. Yeah. Cool.
A whole new level of spells are open up to me now. So
Perfecto. And Daniel, what did Callum?
He went down the Arcane Archer line, and so now basically
Nice.
you can compare him to Green Arrow, just shooting out a bunch of trick arrows.
That's awesome. Perfect. So,
Gotta get my boxing glove arrow.
milk jug arrow.
Yeah.
jeez. It's early morning. You guys had finished your adventure in the bottom of the church toward mid-afternoon. You spent the rest of that evening in the tavern gambling away the Baron's money. And the sun is just beginning to rise as you set out into the Eldine Reaches, headed toward a caravan that you've been pointed toward. Sorry, I've got like a burp building up. I guess it wasn't even like a big one. It was just like sitting in there. Heading toward a caravan that you were warned about that may need some assistance along its way. As you're traveling through the reaches, though, Findel, your passive perception is going to kind of tick off here that you're not hearing anything. You're not even hearing your own feet crunch in the leaves.
Y'all hear that, guys?
As you open your mouth, no sound comes out. What do you guys do? You have to be a little more, like, you can't say anything, obviously. So describe. Do you try to communicate? What do you try?
Have we caught up to this caravan yet?
No.
Okay. I'll try to fly up a pace and see if I can't get out of it and start to hear noise once I get above this plane.
Okay, great. So you fly up. Roll me a perception check, and while he flies up, what does everybody else? Is there anything anybody else wants to try?
Can I get confirmation on that?
Nat 20.
Nat 20 on a perception check is still just a 20.
I'm well aware. I'm just.
We went over this last episode, Jason.
I'm aware, but it's one of those things where it's either a very auspicious way to start or
Auspicious. I didn't
just
hear
saying.
No. Okay, so as you crest over the tops of the trees, you don't see anything immediately. You continue flying up, though, and about 15 feet over the tree head, you finally break into an area where you can hear sounds. You don't hear anything particularly, like, dramatic, but in the fairly near distance, probably only a few miles away, you see kind of a dancing light that continues to change color.
I'll fly back down and rejoin my crew, so I've kind of, by way of figured this out, this is some sort of area of effect thing that's affecting us, so
Yes.
I will fly back down and make a note of it and write it out and show it to the rest of the party.
Do you have, like, a quill and paper?
I believe
I
I
guess
do.
you have quills. You are a bird.
What ink is he dipping it in?
Don't you have prestidigitation?
I do not, no.
But see,
what kind
even
of
though
druid doesn't have prestidigitation, guys?
is that it's probably got a verbal component though.
Well, you're probably right.
Would you say a forgery kit might work? 'Cause
A forgery kit would
Absolutely.
certainly have
all right.
a writing. So, Jason, he's got a forgery kit for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You can see scrolling through D&D Beyond.
Yeah. No, I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
I think I had some, but I don't think I do.
Cool. So you're able to write that out. Callum produces a piece of parchment and a quill for you to write out what you saw.
So, and then I just kind of show that around and say, this seems to be something affecting just us in this local area.
Sure. And can you all read? I'm kidding.
That's not a bad question.
It's not. But like the character like creation specifically says you can read and write common.
No.
So
I will write out.
Unless I accidentally wrote it in Eric Cochran.
yeah, well, maybe a little chicken scratch, as it were.
Just a bunch of paw prints.
Literally.
Claws.
I will write back. Do you have any idea how large this area is?
How
It
tall-
looked to be about 3 football fields in length. I guess you wouldn't describe it that way in Dungeons and Dragons.
Well,
What's a non-sports metaphor for about 300 yards?
that's the light distance, but in terms of the height variation for the Field of Silence. So
Oh, for the Field of Silence?
Yeah.
About 60 feet.
okay, so that I would say the because to me the more pressing thing is the silence thing. The lights are a ways off is how I would describe it. I think that's the way
Sure.
Akrak would describe it.
Which I was giving you a description of like how big you thought that field was, not how far away it was.
No.
Like I said, it's a few miles away,
Okay.
but it's probably about 300 yards across.
Well, the lights are over that way, and the silence is about 60-ish so feet.
Well, let's get out of here.
Are you going to
Move.
continue to press into the forest or go out?
The direction we're heading.
Okay, cool. So you guys continue moving through the forest. You're still not hearing anything. You don't see any creatures until you've traveled for about a quarter of a mile when you see a smallish being pick up a fox and take off running in the direction of the lights.
Can we make out what this smallish being is?
You can roll a
Perception?
perception to get some detail.
Give it a shot.
20.
Okay.
19.
You both recognize a glittering robe, one that you saw on the train to Fairhaven.
Qualum? Or we're still in silence, though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But his name was... Now you said that word, and I don't know where it came from.
Quann.
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 I was like,
I knew it had
Qualla.
a Q, a qua.
Yeah.
Where did it come from? It's
Quann.
close.
That
It
is
just has an
fairly-
extra syllable.
Yeah, it does. But I was like, well, now I can't remember.
Quann and, it's Quann and Gollum mixed together.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
He's running off with the fox. My precious.
My precious little fox.
My land fishy.
Okay, so this is going to come out as about 5 minutes of silence on the podcast.
So we're signaling that maybe we're in trouble. This guy was not nice to us before, and I'm not sure we can deal with him. But let's go.
Kellenek has a bone to pick. He's not the brightest tool of the shed, so
Particularly, how do you get my dwarf women back?
he is on his way.
Callum's going to make a mental note of seeing the dude, but he's never seen the dude.
Yeah, you've never seen this guy before. So these guys look like they're passionate about catching this individual. Why am I still here? I'm not.
Yeah, basically.
We shouldn't be quick to catch this guy. He roasted our butt last time we saw him.
Well, he just trapped you in an illusion. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
fine. No
yeah.
big deal. He's
In a
Small
purple
potatoes.
Technicolor kaleidoscope.
I don't know about
effect.
y'all, but I liked my dream, so we're good.
I got a special helmet that I put on now, you know.
It's made of tinfoil. All right,
Okay.
so you guys chase off after him. Go ahead and make athletics check. Group athletics check.
13.
8.
I tripped over my own feet.
You don't catch him.
That's small wonder.
All right, so you guys take off, and you've got eyes on him for just a quick minute. Findel kind of breaks away from the group as you guys are you're tripping over roots or your own feet or whatever, or you just lose sight entirely, and you're trying to look so it slows you down.
Would acrobatics have also worked, or just
No.
straight athletics?
No, because you're trying to sprint after him.
Okay.
So Findel kind of breaks away for a minute and almost doesn't almost catch him, but keeps up for a little bit longer, and then finally, like, Quann breaks around a tree and then doesn't come out the other side, and you lose sight of him entirely.
I'm going to look for clues around the tree to see if he just disappeared or if he just outpaced us.
Okay, cool. So you're gonna run, and you're running directly toward him, trying to kind of follow in his trail.
Kind of.
So you run.
Cautiously.
Well,
Once he gets around the tree, I'm going to get to the tree and then stealth around the tree.
Okay, so you get to the tree, and as you move into, like, kind of right next to the tree, within about 2 feet of it, you can hear.
What do I hear?
A sound of loudly, not flowing, wind. Lots of wind. No,
Breaking wind?
No.
No? Okay.
You hear a loud gust of wind. It sounds like it should be buffeting this area, and really probably tilting the trees, but it's not.
And I don't feel any breeze.
You don't feel any breeze.
Okay. I stealthily look around the tree.
Okay.
Do I?
How do you stealthily do that in daylight?
I'm a freaking rogue, for crying out loud.
That doesn't mean you disappear when you're looking at
No,
trees.
I know, but it does mean that I do it very
You can
cautiously.
you can do it cautiously, certainly.
Right. I mean, I peer as I
Sure.
slowly peek my
Sure,
one
sure.
eyeball a little bit, you know,
Sure.
until I see something. Then I, depending on what I see, probably.
Yeah,
pull it
you
back.
don't see anything. Even if you rolled, there's nothing to see you. Quann is gone.
Okay. I start checking for tracks and things like that.
You see no footprints anywhere in the ground.
Do I see the footprints leading up to a certain point and then gone?
You don't, but when you do go back, you do see where the fox was.
So where he picked up the fox,
Yes, you can see the fox's tracks.
and then they're gone,
Yes,
and no tracks there either.
correct.
And when I go back, we're back in silence.
Yes. Yeah, when you move away from the tree, you're back in silence.
Okay, now I'm going to scout around the tree to see if it's just the tree or if we've reached the end of the silence.
It is just the tree.
I will signal to them, and I'll point at my ears and thumbs up at the tree, okay? And just signal them to come on.
Start making my way over to.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, so you guys go by the tree, and you can hear, and you can talk, and you can make sound. while you're within about 2 feet of the tree.
Well, he's gone.
Isn't that the little... I was gonna say something bad, but isn't that the little guy that messed with us on the train?
I believe so. But you can't be sure with anything with this guy because,
I got a bone to pick with him.
well, yeah, I understand that. He took your women.
Aye.
That's
Lots and lots of dwarven women.
But they were never there to begin with. I keep telling you that.
No, they were there.
Yes, okay.
What the mind sees is right.
Do I see any other beasts or any other things around that I could maybe...
No.
So,
Are you next to the tree as well, though?
yes, I would get up close to it.
Okay, cool. Then everybody make a dexterity save.
12.
12.
17.
3.
17.
Jason?
15.
All right. Kalanak and Findel take 5 damage and make wisdom saves.
Ten.
7. Both of them rolled 2s.
You both, as you're standing near the tree, you're having this conversation. Black tendrils seep out of the bark of the tree very quickly and lash out at the 4 of you. 2 of you get hit. It kind of wraps you around the wrist and comes off of the tree and sinks into your skin, dealing the 5 damage. The other 2, Akrak and Callum, you both managed to dodge out of the way. You can't hear anymore, but you're out of the way of this kind of getting to you. Kalanak and Findel, though, as it seeps into your skin, your skin maintains its color, but your pupils become as large as your irises, covering the entire parts of your eyes, and you begin uncontrollably walking toward the center of the forest.
Okay. Do you know what's going on with those 2?
You still can't talk. You're in the silence.
Forgot we rolled back into it.
Yes. You can go back into the tree if you would like.
No.
I'm fine.
No.
Ooh, the parchment.
Yeah, but I was gonna... Is there any way to figure out what this tree is? Would I recognize this being a druid?
Yeah, it just looks like a normal oak.
Okay. So it's some sort of spirit maybe inside of it, or just...
Perhaps.
Okay.
Oh, oak. You didn't say it was an oak. I would have been more careful.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gone anywhere near an oak.
Yeah. Well, never mind.
Does that give me advantage on my saving throw?
The only tree I would have been scared of is a white ash, but that's a deep dive. Anyway. So no nature check would tell me anything. I'll just kind of try to follow them and maybe try to snap them out of it.
Okay. You what do you do to try to snap them out of it?
Just like a slap across the face, like an unarmed strike, dealing 1 damage.
Yeah. So you guys each take 1 damage, and nothing happens.
Can I do a arcane roll? Or arcane check?
Arcana, yeah.
Yeah, arcana. 15?
15. You can tell that they're under some sort of spell, but it's not like an instantaneous reaction. This seems like some sort of dark ritual magic. While you guys think about what you're doing and these guys walk, we'll revisit in about another mile. However, Kalanak, Findel, inside whatever vision you're having, you guys are together.
Oh.
Am I holding this hand?
You're not.
Oh.
You guys are in the Eldin Reaches. You see Akrak and Callum attacked by these black vines coming out of the tree. It sinks into their skin, and they begin walking uncontrollably toward the center of the forest.
Can we talk to each other, though? Or are we in silence?
You can talk to each other.
Okay.
I think we need to help him.
I think so. I don't know what's going on, but that tree seemed to be corrupted in some way. Let's slap them for 1 point of damage. And see if they wake up.
Could have been worse.
So we slapped them for 1 point of damage.
Great, you guys don't take any damage.
Do we feel like we gave
You
them damage?
feel like
Oh,
you
yeah,
did.
yeah.
Yeah, you feel like you slapped
In fact,
them real
let's
good.
slap them a little hard. Let's try it again and see if they wake up.
You're just
Like,
walking
let's
next,
go,
to walking next to zombie friends and smacking them repeatedly. Why not?
I'll try to hold on to. I'll try to hold on to Caleb because I got a better idea where to grab him than our bird friend, and I'll try to hold him back from continuing his walk.
You successfully hold him for a couple of minutes, maybe, but at the end of it, like, he slips through. He's fighting you the entire time, and you guys maybe even grapple on the ground for a moment until he makes it out and continues walking.
I want to cast my cantrips on them and see if I can give them resistance.
Okay, cool. You cast your cantrips on them. They don't respond with resistance.
Damn Quann. I'm sure he's behind this.
I'm going to do the same for Rick. I don't want him to get hit.
Okay.
With
so-
whatever I see them under, I'm going to do the same for Rick.
Sure. So what does that do exactly?
Oh, for a minute, basically I have to touch him. You guys have dirty minds.
Why did you pause?
I know.
Because I knew exactly where Rick was going to go with that
But
one.
it was, if you didn't pause, it would have been fine.
All right, so he can add a D4 to any number rolled for saving throws of his choice.
Or skill checks, yeah.
Cool. Is that bless?
No, this is resistance,
Oh,
so
okay.
it is specifically for saving
Oh,
throws.
for saving throws, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So you guys walk through the forest for quite a while. And then you see Quann, and he is carrying this fox, and he's going much slower.
Quann!
He cranes his neck back. Yes?
What are you doing? What did you do to our friends?
I don't know what's happening here. There's some kind of beast. I'm trying to get this creature to it. I'm assuming it's some kind of a god.
It's a fox!
No, not this. The thing that I'm taking it to. Whatever's going on in the middle of this forest, it's destroying everything. We've got to make this sacrifice.
A sacrifice? Of this fox?
Yes.
Well, the fox is dead?
No.
No, the fox is still alive.
Yes. Well, you don't sacrifice things that are dead. That's called cooking.
No, people do that, yes. You're sure? This isn't another one of your tricks, is it?
I'm not sure. But I didn't... Listen, I gave you what you wanted. I didn't trick you. I was putting on a show. I didn't even steal your stuff.
That is true.
Oh, you stole my women!
No, I showed you women.
I keep telling them they weren't real.
It wasn't my fault you left the vision.
Ha!
Sure it was. You took my women! I'm convinced, by the way.
Yes,
Well,
absolutely.
Yeah, but what did that tree lashed out at our friends?
I don't know anything about that, but I can't stay here anymore. And he keeps going.
Well, we're coming with you. And our friends, are they following us too?
Yeah, you see them.
Yeah.
They've continued walking.
Are they going to sacrifice? Are you going to sacrifice them?
I'm trying to get them to stop.
Well, we'll help you then.
Then follow me. And he takes off running.
Can we trust him, do you think?
I don't know, but I got nothing better.
Okay. I agree. And he really is right. He didn't. And we're talking while we're jogging.
There's no creek for me to jump into.
Yeah.
All right, he takes off running, and he kind of is He's quicker than you guys.
How's he quicker than me? He's a gnome.
He's quicker than you guys. Probably cast haste on himself or
Little
something.
trick.
But he keeps running, and he gets far enough ahead of you that he runs behind a tree and disappears.
And I'm going to try to disbelieve this. I'm believing this is an illusion.
Sure.
And I'm going to try to disbelieve it.
You may try.
May I try?
You may try. Roll me a wisdom save.
That's that would be a 15 plus. That would be a 15 plus.
It's only for a minute, Rick. We've been going for a
Yeah,
lot
you've been
more
going
than-
for a
Well, you
long.
can cast it. Continue. I mean, you can keep casting.
That's
it.
true. It is a cantrip.
That's called metagaming.
That's also true.
Okay. Can you? I'm going to try. We need to disbelieve this. I believe it's an illusion.
A 15 is enough
Okay.
that you don't break out, but it's almost like you see them in front of you walking with your left eye, and with your right eye you see Quann dart out from behind another tree before you're like sucked fully back into what you were in. Akrak and Callum. Quann darts out from a tree right in front of you. You see Findale kind of shudder for a moment, but he doesn't really do any other kind of interaction, and that was strange because you hadn't seen him do that in the last 20 minutes or so. But Quann darts out from a tree that's near you guys, and he looks back and says, What are you guys doing here?
What are you doing here?
Who are you?
I could ask the same question. Who are you?
I'm Quann.
Is that name supposed to mean something? to
Callum,
me?
put an arrow between his eyes.
I'm a master illusionist.
Start reaching for the bow.
Okay.
I'm a master with the bow. You want to play this game?
He holds up the fox in front of him
That's cool.
as like a shield.
Oh. Okay, well, that's not too hard to deal with when I got arrows that can fly around people. Okay, I'm going to let loose a seeking arrow.
Okay.
Don't make an attack roll. Arrows, they have to make a dexterity saving throw, or they take the hit.
Okay, great. He takes a hit, and as the arrow whizzes past this shield that he is holding up, the fox grins, and as you kind of leave yourself in this vulnerable state, lunges toward you. Make a dexterity save.
Okay. That's going to be a 12.
How much health do you have?
29.
29. You take 18 points of damage as this fox leaps at you, opens its mouth wider than its own body is, and latches to your arm.
Do I see this
No,
with my one eye?
no, you've been sucked back in.
Okay.
Yeah, you it was opened long enough to see Quann dart out, and then you sucked back in.
That hurt.
Yeah, the fox is still latched to your arm.
Yeah. Real quick, just try to take a quick jab at the eye.
You hit it, no problem. The fox disperses into a wisp of vapor.
I just look over to Akrak. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
I'm gonna hit.
Quann is gone.
Oh, Quann's gone.
Quann is gone.
I was gonna hit him while the fox slept away.
So
hit him
I
with
will let you roll a wisdom save to not be distracted by the fox demon.
Okay. That's a 20.
Okay, great. You're not
No,
distracted.
22.
Okay, cool.
Oh, in that case,
Yeah. Yeah, okay. And
I
just
looked
kidding,
at-
you are distracted. There was a window.
I looked at my wisdom modifier, not my wisdom save.
Okay.
That was the only reason why. So I'm going to hit him with Thunderwave.
Okay.
He has to make a Constitution save.
He makes it.
Okay. So he takes half of 3d8 damage. So he takes half of 18, so 9 points of damage.
Okay, great. So you, how do you do Thunderwave? Do you like hold your hand out? Do you clap? Do you squawk?
Hand.
Yeah. Basically, I just clap my hands together like this.
Okay. Cool. And well, does it have any sort of verbal component?
It can, but it's either verbal or semantic.
Is that or?
Either
Or is it, I think it's both.
V/S.
No, it's V comma S.
That's usually verbal plus semantic.
Yeah, those are ands.
Oh, they are ands.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, those are required.
Yeah, if it has.
I think you've already
anything-
been having a conversation, so it's safe to say that I goofed. And when Quann is in your area of the forest, you can hear.
Okay.
I think that's a pretty safe assumption. So yeah, it goes off. You hit him for 9, but you kind of see as this fox takes off out of his hand, latches onto Callum. Quann is attempting to kind of sink into the ground when you hit him. Now, Thunderwave, does it push on a fail?
It's on a failed save, a creature takes 2d8 thunder, or in this case 3d8 because I cast it from my second level spell slot. And is pushed away, 10 feet away. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and isn't pushed.
Okay, cool. So you hit him, but he continues sinking into the ground and manages to escape you.
Okay.
What do you guys do?
They would also hear the boom, potentially.
No.
Okay. They're still completely enthralled.
Well, we haven't got to them yet.
Okay. I'm just saying...
Their real bodies would, but they don't.
They don't react to it? Okay.
Right.
Well, that's good to know.
Would we have been pushed?
No.
Okay.
You're behind.
You mind letting me in on some of this, Akrak? Because
So as you try to say that, no sound comes out of your mouth. So what are you writing?
do you want to let me in on who this is?
I just say it's Quann. He's some form of mage, and he's probably the cause of our friend's issue. And I have a big question mark, but
And
we can speak when he shows up. So that's kind of the pieces that Akrak's kind of put together is like, okay, we see him. All of a sudden, there's noise. Okay, this is kind of piecing together.
are they still walking?
Yeah, they're still mindlessly walking forward.
I write down on the page and I pull some rope out of my backpack and be like, do you want to tie these people up, or do you want to tie them up until we figure out what's going on here? Don't want to wander aimlessly through here with that lurking around.
Well, with Druidcraft, would I kind of recognize where the center of the forest is? Is that
not necessarily, because you're not from the Eldian Reaches. I say like they're walking toward the center of the forest. They're walking toward that source of light that you saw.
Okay, so that I can make as a point of reference.
Yes.
And about how much distance have we covered thus far?
You've got probably, if you flew up to sea again, you would probably have another half mile until you got there.
Okay. Yeah, we should probably, because we're getting close to that light source, who knows what that is? Let's try to get them bound and tied up before we get to that, because who knows what that is. And it's probably not good if they're just mindlessly being drawn to it.
All right, yeah, I'll give him some of my rope to work with so we can both tackle on.
All right, so you guys make some grapple checks.
Do we get advantage since they're just
No.
aimlessly walking? Okay.
So are we opposing it?
You are opposing.
Where's my bad die?
Who's grappling who?
I'll grab him.
Who's him? Findel.
Findel.
Yes.
Woof.
Okay.
Good luck, right?
So that
Oof,
means
that's a nat one.
Akrak is grabbing.
So do I tie him up? I rolled an 18. He rolled a 1.
I can actually use lucky.
You can.
I'm going to go ahead and use that. There we go. That's a lot better. 13, but
Okay, so
Not
Callum
enough.
does not grapple Findel.
And I don't.
11.
Yeah, and I don't get him.
What did you roll?
A 9.
Okay, cool. So Akrak does not grapple Kellenak, and Callum does not grapple Findel. As a result, because you guys tried to stop them, Kellenak and Findel take off in a dead sprint toward that area of the forest.
So we're dead now?
No.
Oh.
The dead, you know what a dead sprint is, Rick?
Dead people don't sprint. When dead people start sprinting...
Dead sprint is you run real fast.
I know.
I'm gonna quickly start scribbling. You want me to put an arrow in the back of the knee?
No. Let's try to at least stay with them.
Okay, cool. So we're going to shift back over to Kellenak and Findel. In your area, you couldn't hear for a second. Like your hearing went away and then very quickly came back. And almost as soon as it came back, like a couple more seconds passed, and then Akrak and Callum take off sprinting.
I saw something for a minute. I saw Quann for a minute, and then he was gone. It was like one eye. I could see him out of one eye coming out of a tree or something, and then all of a sudden I couldn't hear anything.
Well, let's not play his game anymore. How about we just sit here?
Yeah, but they're...
We're playing his game.
Mm-hmm. I know this is an illusion. Slap me and try to wake me up.
Smack!
Okay.
You don't take damage, but that was just really funny. You feel it like kind of in your head, but not physically.
Okay. Yeah, so we don't take damage, but I think that I've been struck.
Yeah, you think you've been slapped, but that was just so funny.
Is that all you got?
Kick him in the juju berries.
In this game, it's good berry.
Like in the good berries. No, that's worse. We're gonna stay off of that one.
Uh-huh.
All right. Yeah, no, that doesn't work either. But you guys choose not to go after them.
No, I'm going to sit here. I'm now convinced that this is like you said. It's one of Quann's illusions. So it's like he wants us to chase him.
Yeah. Roll a wisdom save. Both of you, if you both choose to stay.
18.
A nat 20, which would be 20. That's 23.
All right. The real Findel and Kellenak stop moving.
Findel? Oh.
We're still in that silence.
Yeah,
then.
you're still in silence.
I would... Doesn't click right away, but it was like... Findel, Kellenak. Oh, right. So, kind of do this number in front of them, like...
Yeah, they don't... you kind of wave your hand in front of their face. They don't react.
But they've stopped moving.
Yes, they have stopped moving.
Let's tie them up.
I guess we're going to tie them up again.
It's easy this time. You tie them up successfully.
All right.
I rolled a 22.
What do you mean easy?
He's like, I'll tie myself.
His jacket's talking to him the entire time.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
Don't
my
worry,
jacket.
I haven't forgot about
Okay.
Claire.
Claire, help me, Claire.
Help me, Claire. You're my only hope.
You scribbled down. What are we supposed to do here?
I don't know, but normally Quann's things tend to be pretty, like, deep is what I write back to him. So, I just say, let's try to, like, keep watch.
And I write down, you said he was an illusionist?
Yes.
Because, and I'm going to go back to when I did the tree roll. That was dark magic that I could tell coming out of that tree.
And I write down same.
Do you guys continue moving forward?
No.
Oh, we're going to stay with them.
Yeah, and we're just going to, like, take up a watch over them.
Okay.
No, they're going to tie us up in the woods and walk away.
Well, they might. I don't know. I don't know how much they want Quann.
Wait, should we tie him to a tree just in case they try to start crawling away?
Yes.
All right. I can tie them to a tree.
Now, passive insight is the only reason I say this. But being next to trees is what got them here.
I was going to say, make sure it's a tree that you can hear.
So is that the course of action you take?
They're going to bloody kill us.
I mean, you need like a passive insight of 6 to know that's a bad idea.
Okay. It's 16, so yeah.
Yeah,
no.
you don't need much to realize, wait, the tree attacked him last time. As you guys sit with your new captive friends, the forest around you starts to go brown. The sun rises and sets within seconds. And again, the sun rises and sets, repeating itself several times over. Pretty soon you start to feel very hungry. To a point where you're almost starving. Make constitution saves, everybody.
And we feel that too?
You do.
That's an 11.
16.
19.
6.
You guys that failed, aka Callum and Ekrak, take 8 damage.
Callum's struggling.
Yeah, if we don't do anything soon, I'm gonna pass out here.
Well, you've got a healer with you.
No, I didn't know he.
Yeah, too bad.
Can I start trying to
Are
eat?
you a cleric? Yeah, you do have a healer with you. You've just tied him up.
But
No, I know the druid can heal too, but joke
can
is
I
about
start
the
trying to eat some of the rations I have in my bag? Since
yes.
all right, anything?
What kind of rations are they?
There's just like little like pieces of bread that I brought with me.
As you
Like a
pull it
good
out of
snack.
your bag, it's moldy and maggot ridden.
Can I make a will saving throw to see if I can? Because I know we're dealing with an illusionist.
Sure.
All
You
right.
can make an insight check.
Okay. Ooh, that's not gonna be good. Oh, okay. 18.
18. This is real.
Okay.
Do
Not
we
gonna
notice
do that.
the sun doing weird
No.
things? No?
It looks totally normal to you. Akrak, do you attempt to eat anything? By the way, as you're doing this, about every 6 seconds or so, the sun is rising and setting.
I know this is going to be a weird question, but do I physically feel myself aging?
You do. Especially you.
Yeah. No, that's why. I immediately, like, just right now, I just kind of point up and I take off to see if I'm in some sort of field of effect.
You take off toward the sky as you breach over the trees before you can get out of this field that you knew about. You see where there was light, massive tentacled objects reaching into the forest and grabbing trees by what to humans would look like fistfuls of toothpicks and dragging them back toward itself. Still exuding color.
I'd like to make a sanity check.
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Well, we don't. We
So
feel
so
normal.
once I get above the trees, does everything slow back down to normal, or does it?
No. However high you can try to go, this field has expanded higher than you can physically fly.
And faster than I can move.
Yes.
Would they have stopped moving to us
Yes.
too? Okay.
Yes.
I land back down and just go. We've got to try to get out of here and try to tug them along.
All right. I write down That bite's really starting to bother me. You think you can do anything about that? Before we attempt something here.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and just do a quick.
Make sure there's no verbal components.
That's what I'm checking right now. There is. So nope, can't do it.
All right, then I'm just gonna use action surge. So it's just 1d10 plus my fire level. All right, I'll get 4 back. All right, let's go ahead and.
Well, you said every 6 seconds the sun is going up and down.
Yes.
It's every round.
Yeah. No, I would probably collapse from hunger before then. So
Yes, you would.
So you don't know. I collapse.
Especially exuding that energy to fly.
Yeah. No.
So do you make it to the ground safely, or do you want to roll damage for the fall?
He already said he landed to come back.
Oh, that's right. He came back to talk to you. That's right. That's right.
That would have been the last bit of my strength. Is like.
Yeah, you're not able to fly or really run, probably.
Do we see any animals?
Roll perception.
Well, I asked if I that earlier, and we
Yes,
didn't.
but you're not in the vision
Yeah.
that he's in.
18.
You see them dotting the forest.
Dotting?
Yeah, like
So
you're like where you
it's
didn't
normal.
see any before. You see them as normal, and you're starting to be able to hear.
And they've stopped.
Well, they had walked for they took off sprinting, remember, and you guys stopped. So they might have stopped, they might not, but you can't see them anymore.
I'm not sure what the game is, but I still think we should find them.
I getting kind of hungry. Can't be. Just can't be good.
No, yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on with them.
They head off that direction.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And he said, if I remember, he told us the light was at that direction before.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there's some sort of light that way. So I think that they're getting pulled towards that light. So, yeah.
Do you think this has anything to do with the vision?
The corruption?
Aye.
Black Knight or whatever it was? Oh, it's possible. Do you think Quann was responsible for that? Or could he have been telling the truth
I don't know.
about the sacrifice?
I don't know, but let's go check.
Okay. Let's make some haste until we find them.
All right. Back in the real world, Findel and Kellenek take off. Like they try to get up and move again.
I've said I'm collapsed out.
So you're unconscious.
Yep.
As they are trying to move, one of the smaller tendrils can finally reach out in your direction. It wraps itself around Akrak's leg and pulls him slowly toward itself. Callum, what do you do?
I'm gonna pull out one of my hand axes and try to hit it real quick.
Okay, go for it.
Do I take 5 points of damage or?
You don't.
Okay.
No, this is not one of the tendrils from the trees. One of the tentacles from the origin site.
Just earlier it did damage to them, so I didn't know if it did damage to me.
16.
16. You hit it pretty good. Go ahead and roll damage.
There we go. 7.
7. Yeah, it takes 7 damage. You don't get through it, but you make a pretty good chop.
Is it enough to have it kind of
No,
loosen
it
its
doesn't.
grip?
It doesn't loosen up in it, but it in fact begins to pull him a little bit faster. As it pulls him faster, Kellenek and Findel break the ropes and are able to stand up and move forward. Their arms and legs bleeding.
I'm gonna make a mental note of where they're going and try to get.
They're going
correct.
toward him, like they're
Oh.
chasing. They look like they're chasing after the tentacle.
I'm gonna try to strike the tentacle again.
It's going. You're gonna have to sprint to catch up to it at this point, and that's gonna take both your action and your movement. At this point, you're either sprinting after this thing or you're leaving it alone.
So he has to dash, basically.
Yes.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't have any ties to y'all.
You actually have an extra action, don't you? Get
It's
an
an extra
action
attack.
surge. Yeah.
Yeah, I have action
surge.
surge.
Yes, you do.
So you could sprint and actually catch him.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it was second wind you had used earlier.
Yeah, second one.
Not action surge.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use action surge and try to
Okay.
catch up.
Yeah, you catch up with the dash and then make the attack using
Okay.
action surge.
So that's going to be a 20, but not nat 20.
That hits.
All
Roll
right.
damage.
3.
3. Okay, you get another good hit in, but it doesn't release him. Now roll a dexterity save as you see a tentacle reaching toward you.
Oof. That's gonna be a 10.
A 10? Yeah, that's not enough. It grabs you by the ankle and is dragging you toward the center of the forest.
Can I try to dig my hand axe into the ground, see if that'll slow it down a bit?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah,
Go for
just-
it. Make a strength check.
Ooh, nat 20. Saving throw. So 23.
Okay, now make a constitution save. You dig your axe into the ground.
See if it pulls you apart. You probably dropped the
It's a
axe.
12.
then.
It's a 12. You feel your hip pulled out of socket by this thing.
All right, I'm letting go of the axe.
It drags you further and further into the forest. In fact, Findel and Kellenak, your characters, your bodies are sprinting toward the middle. Akrak, you are unconscious entirely. Callum, you are awake enough. You haven't taken a ton of damage, after all.
Okay.
Not enough to die. You're awake enough that you see as you near the center of this place, there are hundreds of thousands of elves, humans, animals, dwarves, gnomes, all manner of creatures, crammed into, for the amount of them, a fairly small space in the forest. Black tendrils reach up from the ground, connecting to them like vines. It looks like something is feeding off of them. As you are drug into this place, these tendrils reach out of the ground and wrap around your arms and legs, holding you down. You struggle as hard as you possibly can, and no effect, no avail. The tentacles above continue to pull in trees from the forest, and eventually, from the hunger of seeing the sun set and raise repeatedly, you pass out unconscious. Findel and Kellenak, as you run through the forest, you see more and more animals populating. You see a group, a tribe, a small tribe of centaurs rush through a part of everything looks perfectly normal to you.
So we're skipping on a beautiful, bright, sunny day.
Exactly. You catch up to your friends, and Akrak, you're here. Callum, you're here. You see them as they approach you, and they greet you wondering what's happened.
So they're now awake and in their right mind.
They're
as
now
far as we
awake
can
and in
see?
their right mind as far as you can see.
What happened to you?
What do you mean? What happened to us?
Well, you
What-
went into a trance and came running this way.
That was y'all.
No, no,
I
lad.
don't
No, lad.
think
That was
so.
you.
Yeah.
That was
And
you.
dude,
We had to
I-
give chase.
I still remember the things
Yes,
that happened
yeah.
beforehand. Y'all, we tied y'all down. Y'all were sitting there for a while. Akrak passed out after flying up into the air.
No. We sat down because Quann was running around and we didn't want to play his game.
No, that's kind of smart. Are we Is there anything wrong with this at all?
No.
Does this, I don't see any tie ropes and we're not tied up, so are you sure you're doing what you think you were doing?
I'm gonna
sound like
try to
killing
take
it.
a will save because he's starting to question himself. Ooh, that's going to be a 7.
You are fairly certain that whatever you just saw was a dream.
I kind of just
In fact, you're all certain that Callum was with you in Gruffbeard's finest. Whatever your history was, Callum, it's different now. You don't remember being from Fairhaven. You don't remember a tragic past with your family. You barely even remember swindling anybody for money. All you've ever known your entire life is wanting to make the finest beer that you could possibly make. And joining this team of Gruffbeard's finest champions.
Noble aspirations.
And that is where we'll end this arc of the Brew Crew. Thanks so much for listening. We hope you've enjoyed it. Let us know if you want us to revisit. We could be happy stopping here, but I think that there's a lot of unanswered questions that could definitely be responded to. So,
Kellogg needs to do some more drinking.
yeah. So,
And if you've been listening to Legend of the Five Rings, it's all an illusion.
yeah, everything's an illusion. So, thanks so much for listening. Keep on adventuring.
Night.
Good night.